Have you ever heard of a secret that's, not meant to be kept, but meant to be unlocked? A key? Not for a treasure chest, but for the deepest parts of your own mind and spirit. Well, today we're diving into exactly that. We're exploring the secret of the Golden Flower, an ancient Taoist text that might just hold a path to some serious inner transformation.
Right off the bat, the text hits you with this deep sense of mystery, borrowing a line from the Tao Te Ching. It's basically a warning label. Hey, what we're about to talk about, it can't really be put into words. It's something you have to experience for yourself. This isn't just a how-to guide. It's more like a doorway to, well, everything.
So where does a journey like this even begin? Well, according to this ancient wisdom, it doesn't start with some secret mantra. Nope. It starts with a problem every single one of us deals with every day. It's this fundamental tension that the text calls the fire of desire. And get this, it's our very life force.
Okay, first things first, let's be super clear. We are not talking about gardening here. The golden flower is a powerful metaphor, and it's rooted in this ancient practice called Taoist alchemy. Think of it like this. It represents this pure, awakened consciousness that's just lying dormant inside all of us, kind of waiting for its moment to bloom.
What's really fascinating is how the text frames our entire existence. It says that just being alive means you're caught in this constant split, right? This tension between your reality, what you have, and your deepest longings, what you want. It could be a new job, a relationship, or just peace of mind. That gap, that's where we all live.
But here is the big twist, the crucial point. The text says this tension, this constant wanting, it isn't a problem to be solved or some kind of curse. It's the source of our energy. It is our life force. It's an alchemical fire. So the secret isn't to put the fire out, but to learn how to actually harness it.
Okay, so if you're not supposed to extinguish this fire, how in the world do you harness it? Well, the text gives us a central practice, a specific kind of meditation designed to work with this powerful inner energy. This is the solution it offers, a technique it calls circulating the inner light.
The core technique is called the backward flowing method. Now think about it. Normally, our energy, our focus, it all flows outward, right? Chasing after all the things we want. This practice is about reversing that current. It's about turning that life force, that precious inner light, back inward to nourish and transform your own spirit instead of just spending it on the outside world.
So what does this actually look like? Here's the basic idea. As you breathe in, you imagine this beautiful golden light, your active, creative energy, just pouring into the top of your head and filling your whole body. Then, as you breathe out, you visualize a cool, dark, calming energy, coming up from the earth, through your feet, and rising up to exit through your head. This cycle of light and dark is meant to purify and concentrate your inner energy.
Now, the text is really clear on this one point. You can't force this. In fact, trying too hard is one of the biggest mistakes you can make. The real goal is to find a state of balance and stillness, to quiet your mind and just let the process unfold on its own. It's about letting go, not about gritting your teeth and trying to make it happen.
All right, so let's say you commit to this. You're circulating the light, you're learning not to force it. What happens next? Well, this is the core promise of the text, the real payoff for all that patient work. This is where we get to the path to transformation, the moment the golden flower finally starts to bloom. The text actually gives a specific milestone. It suggests that after about 100 days of consistent, uninterrupted practice, something pretty remarkable starts to happen. That inner light you've been circulating, it begins to consolidate. It starts to, well, crystallize.
The text uses this incredibly powerful image to describe the result. It's not just a feeling, you see. It's described as a real, tangible alchemical change. The golden flower is born, and with it, you develop a new kind of spiritual body. Your very being is refined into something stronger, brighter, more resilient.
And there are other signs that this transformation is really taking hold. You might feel this profound strength in your body. You might find that things that used to bother you just don't anymore. Your mind gets quiet, and the whole world might seem more luminous. There are even these more poetic descriptions, like red blood becomes milk, all pointing to a huge shift in your physical and spiritual state. You might even feel so light, it's like you're floating. Now, I know this all might sound incredibly mystical, maybe a little out there. But what is so fascinating is how this ancient secret has woven its way through history and actually found echoes in our modern world.
Yeah, this wisdom didn't just stay locked away in ancient China. It was passed down from masters like Lu Dongbin way back in the Tang Dynasty. Then, in the 1920s, it just exploded into Western consciousness when it was translated. and the famous psychologist Carl Jung wrote a whole commentary on it. By the 70s, you had figures like Edgar Cayce's son and Osho teaching it. And today, its core principles are alive and well in the work of people like Dr. Joe Dispenza and in practices like Kundalini Yoga.
Jung's involvement was absolutely crucial. He didn't see this as some old superstition. He saw it as a map of the human psyche. He realized that the alchemical process described in the Golden Flower was a perfect metaphor for what he called the transcendent function, this idea of integrating the conscious and unconscious parts of our mind to create a new, more whole, more complete personality.
And that brings us right back to today. I mean, when you look at Dr. Joe Dispenza's work on moving energy up through the body's energy centers, or you look at Kundalini Yoga, which is all about raising dormant energy from the base of the spine to the crown of the head, what do you see? It's the same exact principle, guiding our inner energy upward to achieve a profound transformation.
So in the end, the secret of the Golden Flower isn't just some ancient artifact. It's a living, breathing piece of wisdom. It's a map that points to a potential that is universal in all human beings. The text's final message is that this seed of the spirit, it exists inside every single one of us, just waiting. Which really leaves us with one final, very personal question. What might it take to make yours bloom?